Munchkins and viewers alike, it's me Munchie and we're back at the bad Craigslist pet ads. Now I might be posting some ads from the Classifieds rehoming group and the adoption rehoming group on Facebook. So it's just a mix of everything, but it's mainly focused on Craigslist. So we're going to be continuing with the horror stories on Craigslist. And of course, as always, I make these videos to bring awareness to you guys that there is animals out there needing our help and needing your help. And possibly there might be animals for your lifestyle out there on Craigslist. Now, just letting you guys know, there is probably going to be a better chance of getting an animal at a shelter, yes. But sometimes shelters do have surrender fees and people are just so hesitant to actually give away their animal to a shelter. But shelters do have the supplies for animals unless you guys are surrendering to a high animal kill shelter, then I would definitely not recommend doing that. But here in Washington State, there's no such thing as a high kill shelter. A lot of our shelters will take in your animal, but sometimes they will turn you around because they have no room, they're under quarantine, etc, etc. So just letting you guys know, there is that option of surrendering because they do have the resources, they can take care of them, and if your animal's not spayed or neutered, they can do it at their facility and or have a vet come out and do it for them. So there is that. So for anybody speculating about like, oh, I would never want to take my animal to a shelter, it's actually a lot better option unless you live in those high kill areas of California, Texas, and Florida. It's those three that have the highest amount of kill shelters and kill rates here in America, and it's not their fault either. I'm just gonna say this before we get this video started. It's not their fault either. Know who's at fault? People that will not spay and neuter, that will let their cats roam or dogs roam, and then our population booms. And then we take in those animals that we find off the streets, we try to get them adopted out as quickly as possible, but there's not enough people and there's too many animals. So it's animal control. They have to control the booming population. It's sad, I know, but this is why a lot of the times you see shelters being kill shelters, because they just can't keep taking in the amount of animals. They are so understaffed, they are so overwhelmed. If anybody's wondering, that's why. But here on Craigslist, people like to rehome their animals because they just want to make a quick buck and or try to get the animal rehomed right away. You will see some free ads, which I am very hesitant for people listing free ads, but sometimes you'll see them on Craigslist, and there's people that have the whole setup and enclosures, especially for small animals, birds, and reptiles. So here we go. I'm gonna dive right in today, guys, and the first one is going to be a crested gecko. Now, it says here, I have a beautiful 1-year-old male crested gecko. Oh, isn't that kind of sad when you see listings and they include that, oh, they've only had it for a short amount of time, because crested geckos, they can live up to 15 years. My girlfriend has bought a ferret and all of our attention and time has been devoted towards her. Huh, you're rehoming it because you bought a ferret. Hey, I want a crested gecko. I got a crested gecko, yay! Oh, you bought a ferret. Oh, I guess all my time's going to the ferret. I have 20 animals and you just bought yourself a ferret and you can't just take care of a crested gecko on the side? Anyways, that's the only thing in that ad that I wanted to point out, just because it's so sad. It's just like, oh hey, we're gonna replace you because we got a bigger family. Oh hey, we're gonna replace you because we got, say, like a cat or a dog. Oh hey, we're gonna replace you because of a ferret. But hey, it's probably gonna go to a good home. Next one, in search of a hamster and guinea pig. Hi, I'm looking to adopt hamster or guinea pig. I have a male kitten I'd trade. We found him on the street as a newborn. Why? Why do these exist? This, I believe this person has been looking for a while. They say they will trade for a kitten. I swear in my first video there was one that said that they were going to trade for a kitten. But oh my gosh, really? We do have a few customers or ex-customers at my pet store because they've come in and they've killed and mistreated their animals, and they keep trying to come back for more and more and more, and we've had to deny them and we've had to kick them out of the store because of the way they are. And so, you know, I'm just wondering if this person is kicked out of like pet stores because they actually kill their animals because of negligence, or else there's something going on mentally, possibly. But yeah, it's just, you wouldn't be this desperate for a hamster or guinea pig where you could find them in a pet store unless you're really not qualified to have one. I'm just gonna make a note of that. Don't know about this person, But this is really shady. Ball python and red tail boa with enclosure. Now this was originally posted to my reptile adoption group, and so I just took these screenshots from this girl. I believe this is in Oregon somewhere, but let's read it. Approximately 5.5 red tail boa and approximately 3 ball python. Why is the boa and the python together? What is this? What is it with snake owners? I am so sorry, snake owners. I know you guys are probably, your blood is boiling, but I had to include that just because every time I see a snake being housed with another snake, especially of a different species, it always triggers me because you just don't do that unless you're just an ignorant piece of poop. Alright, here we are. 2 hamsters with cage, $50. 2 hamsters, cage, running wheels, everything you see, $50 firm. We got a kitten, so I'm selling them and had them under 2 months. What is up with this? I got this. I got this. You need to go now. It's such a common thing, isn't it? Or is it just a common thing because I keep finding them? Maybe it's me. First off, 2 hamsters in one really tiny, great value cage right there. That's the great value cage. This is the same size cage that my female hamster, Syrian hamster, came in. And it is, I believe, 112 or 120 square inches of floor space. And as you can see there is a top, but there's a tiny top just for food. There's nothing for them to really burrow and crawl into in this picture. But within 2 months, you got rid of them? What is up with you? And if we take a closer look here, guys, as you can see, they are using a wire wheel. Everybody knows that you should not be using wire wheels for hamsters' feet because they get what is known as bumblefoot. They get sores on their feet, they get big and puffy, swollen, and they could get infected. And second thing that's really bad here, no bedding. Hardly any bedding for them to burrow in. That is like probably like a tiny inch or a half an inch. That is just awful. And the worst and the biggest complaint I have, if you actually are paying attention here, there's a Roborovsky and a Russian dwarf hamster in the same cage. Those are 2 different dwarf species. 2 different species. People think that dwarf hamsters are the same species. Wrong. Totally different species. They cannot have babies together. That's why they are different species. $50 firm for these 2 different species of hamsters in a very poor setup. I am so triggered. And of course the next one is similar to the one I just showed you guys. 2 male hamsters, $35. Giving away 2 male hamsters. I have the cage, some supplies, and a hamster ball. Can you see what is wrong with this one? Those are 2 different litter hamsters. It's not recommended at all to put Syrians together, which is another thing, but let alone put 2 very young Syrians from different litters together. That is just chaos. And then I also had somebody, when I was posting this ad on my rehoming group, they questioned me saying, well, why does this matter? I have 2 Syrians at home, they don't fight, they're in the same cage, what's the big deal? And if you guys really don't know, they are solitary animals, they will fight. I have 2 hamsters downstairs, one's a Syrian that was added in with another Syrian and killed that Syrian. So please guys, do your research. Don't buy a Syrian and then buy another Syrian. They are solitary animals, please do not do that. I also feel very bad for this too, just because that is a very small cage, by the way. The wheel that comes with that KT critter trail is similar to the one I have, which came with Molly, my foster hamster. And it's really pathetic, especially if you have 2 in the same space. That's 99 square inches for 2 hamsters. So if you divide that, that is roughly about 49 square inches for each hamster to be, you know, in their own space. And that is insane. It's like stuffing your child in a bathroom and saying, here honey, this is where you're gonna eat, sleep, go to the restroom, wash your hands, bathe yourself. That's it. This is all you get. Make room. So what is wrong with this picture? I've been saying that a lot, but this one I actually did title what is wrong with this picture when I went to go save it. So let's check it out. 2 female guinea pigs and all supplies. My son got these sweet girls for his birthday 6 weeks ago. With school and sports, he just doesn't have the time they deserve. Why did you get them 6 weeks ago for your son, who's like very hardcore into sports and school? Like, really? Did you not think this through, parent? Did you not think this through? If you know know your son has school and sports. Why would he be able to take care of guinea pigs? So, sorry guys if this is just me complaining about these listings, but please be responsible when it comes to getting your child a living animal. At least the parent did the right thing to, post this online, try to get them rehomed. So unfortunately, a lot of the times they will post the small animals on Craigslist in hopes they can get all their money back and or to find the animal a home. But in this case, it looks like the person wants $125 for them. However, take a look at this one. This one definitely has something wrong with it. And could you guess what it is? Small animal balls. For those of you who've had guinea pigs before, you know that their backs cannot curve. So being put inside of a ball like that, a sphere like that, they cannot bend their backs and they can actually get medical issues and die from it. So I actually went ahead and messaged this lister and said, hey, could you please remove those balls and or sell them separately because they should not be coming with the guinea pigs. The guinea pigs have fragile backs, and if you try selling them with somebody who doesn't know better, they can actually break their backs. So the lady was very nice. She responded back saying, oh, thank you for telling me. I didn't know. It had a picture of a guinea pig on it, so I thought it would be okay. That is so disheartening because there's a lot of products, especially KT products, that they actually have like a Syrian on the cover of them, and then you notice, oh, it's a wheel. It's a tiny wheel. Why is there a Syrian on there? Or if you notice a very small cage, you're like, well, why is there a Syrian on that cage? That should be a dwarf hamster. That should be something, especially if you guys have seen those tubes. Those tubes are like that thick, and female Syrians, I can tell you, cannot fit in something that small. They can try, but I would think it'd be very uncomfortable, very difficult, and it could stress out the animals. So that's why I absolutely hate what KT's still doing. It's like 2018, KT can rebrand what their outside of their cages look like with the pictures. They just need to do that, but they haven't, and it's so disheartening. 2 cute hamsters, $20. I have 2 cute hamsters and I want to rehome them because I have to move and there are no place for them. I will give you their toys, their bedding, and their ball for running around. They will go with everything they need with only $20. Feel free to text me. I'll give them for people who come first. Thank you. So the first picture is of a really cute little, I want to say that looks like a fancy dwarf. Very cute hamster. As you can see, it's in a 360, or is it called 380? No, it should be called 360. 360 KT cage. Ugh, terrible. But then if you go and look at the next one, you're like, wait a minute, that is no hamster. That is a gerbil! You can definitely tell it's a gerbil by the tail, by the body type, by the face. How did this person get away with owning one hamster and then owning the gerbil? By the way, it is currently raining cats and dogs outside. So if you start to hear something, I'm upstairs and we have like a sunroof. And so it's getting really loud. This is a gerbil in a KT critter trail. Very small, 99 square inches of floor space, and that's it. And everything in that cage is plastic. Alright guys, last but not least, I found another one that looks so similar to the one that I previously posted about, and it was 2 dwarf hamsters for sale. Let's read it. Hamsters for sale, $50. I have 2 hamsters for sale, cage included with plastic station inside, tube and exercise wheel. There's also a purple ball I have that you can put hamsters inside and have them roll around in the house. Both are friendly with people and each other. Now, the very first photo that you see is of a robo and a dwarf. Now, I thought this was the same one as the one I posted, but then I noticed both of the listings had different locations. Maybe, just maybe, since these were both taken at different times, this screenshot at different times, and I still have the original one too, maybe somebody took in this hamster and decided to rehome it, or this is the same person, but they just happened to move locations and have the hamster with them. So I don't know what's going on, but the person about a week later when their listing got taken down, they reposted it, and instead of $50, it was $30. And then I do believe they dropped it since then. It was, I think, $25 and then I believe $20, and now the listing is completely gone. So maybe these hamsters did get taken, but hopefully whoever did take them decided to separate them because these are 2 different species. They should not be coexisting together. That is wrong. Please don't do it. And for people that currently have hamsters and they're like, oh, well, they've been together forever. Each animal has different instincts. And for these guys, they will have the instinct to lash out at each other. And because hamsters are solitary, you know, if they do get along now, it doesn't mean they're going to get along later or when they get older. And it is very, very hard to put 2 hamsters together in a small environment and think that everything's going to be okay. So just as a precaution, people should never be housing 2 hamsters together. And if somebody somebody were going to house like 2 dwarfs together, definitely make sure it's from the same litter, the same sex, and make sure that they are introduced at a young age, and to watch out for any signs, and to put them in something 900 square inches, because the minimum cage requirement for just one hamster is 450 square inches. So times that by 2, that's 900 square inches. So that is the main concern with that, besides just the, you know, mixing of different species of hamsters in a cage together. Very bad. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have been enjoying this series. I know it's so sad and sickening, but at the same time, spreading awareness, trying to get people, you know, to actually look and say, hey, maybe I should stop going to a pet store, supporting the breeding mills. So if you do support these videos and support my channel, hit like and comment down below if you'd like to say anything or what you recently discovered. God forbid, there's probably going to be even worse things in your area. Washington's pretty good about trying not to be so bad, but I've actually seen some pretty horrific stories from other states. So let's just not have a competition here, but just tell me your experience if you've ever been on Craigslist trying to find a pet, or when you were rehoming a pet. And subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me and become a part of my Munchkin family. Thanks everyone, see you in the next video. Bye bye!